we got this mama in here. We had one egg that it looked like it was hatching out, and it didn't. Maybe it looked like she rolled it. So we disposed of that. We had one egg that wasn't fertilized, and we disposed of it. I believe she had two more eggs in here, and I'm gonna check the dates onto the eggs to see when it was. I know it's got to be past time, and of course she's been in here for a while, and with her using the bathroom in here, starting to smell, and so I definitely want to check these eggs. I've never had a hen, after a certain time period, they usually come off of it. They say, okay, it's not working, and they come off of them. With this one, she's not coming off of them, which is definitely make me want to check the date on those eggs. I know, Mama. I know. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Wow. She's only got one egg now. I don't know Okay, this is no good. I'm not even going to shake it that much because it's no good. I'm not sure what happened to the other egg. Okay, I do see what happened to the other egg. It was obviously no good. I see a partial date. I know the lighting's not good in here. Partial date on there. Chipped eggs. And I know, Mama. So she's not liking this at all. What I'm gonna do is take and put her with the other chickens, let her walk around. She'll probably jump on some other eggs, but she's got to get out of here. I got to get this cleaned up. And I wanted to see the date on the egg. Let's see. Okay, so this is way past date. On this egg here, it has 4/15. So in a matter of time, that egg right there, if you mess with it too much, it will explode, and it's a mess. Definitely stinks. So we're going to take her. I haven't let the other chickens out. I wanted to check her yesterday afternoon. I could tell a smell, aroma. So that's probably coming from that busted egg. So pretty much the rest of them wasn't fertile. The only one that was fertile is the one that was cracked, and maybe she rolled it. It could have been the one that I put a piece of tape on it, because she pecked it and it put a little hole into it, but not into the membrane, into the inside the shell. But then later on I checked it, and I never did find the tape. So that might have been, it was fully developed chick. Oh no. Come on, sticky head. Oh no, baby. But you got to get out of here. There's no eggs in there. And you sure do stink. That's why, another reason she's got to move around. So the other egg was that was developed was handicapped. And so we're not going to get any eggs from handicap or any chicks from handicap. But you know what? Things happen for a reason. And we're just going to have to roll with it. It's really wet out here. My monitors are going off. Really super wet. We had tons of rain. Oh, you're wasting away. You got to eat. You got to get moving. So she's been out of here, and that one came. See feathers. If they get out of their little circle, stop. Get out of their little circle, then they want it. They're territorial. Now handicap. Not handicap, but Mr. Senior here, he's like, he hasn't seen her in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to check my chickens. Betsy, she's on some eggs. We don't know if they're going to hatch out either, but, we're giving it a try. Oh, no, no, no. Y'all, stop. Uh-oh, see, he's going right in there to find some eggs. Super wet here. When they want to be a mama, this one right here is like, if you mess with me, I'm going to move. They want to be a mama. You can't really stop them unless you keep taking eggs. So she moved. There's no eggs, so she's this is my little DE for dust mites. I leave it in there. But so she's gonna be laying an egg. Let me see how many she's got up under her. I know. Okay, I was wrong. I forgot I had a hen in here sitting on some eggs. Mama, I'm sorry. Y'all move around too much. So I find out with my hens, the more the eggs they have up under them, the more they like it. And I forgot because she was sitting on some eggs, and then Betsy took and ran her out and took over her eggs. Oh yeah. Oh, I know, girl. Can I check your eggs? Huh? Hey, Betsy. I know, girl. Now, some of these eggs in here, the other chicken that I just showed you, those sitting on the eggs, Betsy ran her off of them. The eggs got cold, but I pushed them up under there just to see, because it depends on the outside temperature. And, of course, again, they might not be fertile. So, as I checked it, this one is making a sloshing sound. We're going to go ahead and toss that one. The date is past due date, so some of these will probably be maybe the same way. I don't candle my eggs. I just haven't candled them. I just give it time, and time takes care of itself. So she's not very happy at the moment, but she needs to move around anyhow and get some fresh air. So we'll give Betsy a couple more days. I think the majority of it's not going to hatch out because if they're not fertile, they're not going to do anything. And then, like I said, a couple of them, the other hen got off the eggs. I didn't realize that Betsy was in this section over here, and she gets out and gets on those eggs, and those eggs got cold, and so, anyways, that's just nature. Hi. Hi, I know you're looking for some greenery. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Got some manure down there to get out. But... silly girl, or boy, whatever you are. You won't let me get my hands onto you to find out. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, baby. It was raining, wasn't it? Oh, it was raining. It was. I looked down, there was a wasp on my leg. That'll make you nervous. It's really damp out here. Soaking wet. I'll move his dish over there. Come on. They're bouncing around because they all expect some greenery. Just the spoiled, rotten animals. The pink-eyed purple hulls are really looking good. It's gushy out here. Pink-eyed purple hulls. Okra's doing good. Definitely won't be getting in this garden very much at this point in time. So these are the red juice tomatoes, which I've trimmed before this rain. And online they said they was determinate. And I made a video say they're determinate. But into the greenhouse, I had to do a whole lot of trimming to get them. They were viney. So I saw indeterminate, determinate. And I was like, 2 days later, once I got in there, I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I was in there, but once I really looked at the tomato plants, and 2 days later, they have just vined out so much that I had to trim them because they were just taking over. So here I've tied those up like that. And if they grow like the greenhouse does, which I'll show you in just a second, then I'm going to have to repost these. More than likely. Or just trim them back. So, full of tomatoes in there. Just saw some big ones down there. I like how they're looking. So there's my cucumbers here. We didn't get any cucumbers last year. I've been growing cucumbers for a long time. We never got any cucumbers last year. And it was like crazy. Now, looking at that, what is that on there? A spider. So, looking at it, that must be the running ochre the subscriber sent me from Virginia. And it's wanting to wrap around. I've never grown it, never even heard of it. Oh yeah, that's what it is. There's one coming up right there. So probably transplant one of those over here. I think there's going to be too many running ochre for this little plot right here. But I don't like to really take plants out until I see what's going to happen, because they can start out good and then not turn out good. This one kind of got knocked down. It's an eggplant. If I can walk in here. So these are, I believe, it's rutabagas. Last year I had some beautiful ones. Nice size. Here is some squash. This one right here, I want to trellis it up. The only thing about squash is the vine borers. So this is a mess right here with all this dirt now. There's one coming up there. Three times of planting. One plant is enough. My shoes, look at my shoes. It is slopping wet out here. Ooh. Comet Cosmos. Squash there's coming up. These are like Cosmos. Look how that wind, it blew these things over. Man. Alright, well I can't complain because like all those are standing up. Maybe that's the bloom rotting from all this rain. Golden zucchini. 3 weeks, the dog killed half my chickens, and they just been quiet. They just ain't been normal. This is, I believe, it's a straight neck squash. Some broccoli and cauliflower mixed in here. Oh, that one's ready. That one's definitely ready. Definitely. So the rabbits will definitely get some greenery. Wow. This one's fell over. That one's ready. Beautiful. So the cauliflower is folding its leaves up. There's a broccoli. We'll harvest that one in a couple of days. Ooh. Maybe get that one another day or two. So this chard here, ooh, that's going to be some sandy chard. It's going to be something else to wash off. So we'll get a bucket and get the rabbits some groceries. This is yellow wax beans. I'm going to slide down in here. I'm marring down for sure. So this is the low point. This is why my potatoes, I wanted to get them up because it gets really low in this section. This is all this rain I was talking about when it consists of my potatoes. There's a potato right there. I missed it. Look at that. Well, it looks good. It looks good. I bet I could dig down in here and find some more. You always miss some potatoes. Look. Oh, God. Alright. Oops, come back here. So I did plant some yard-long string beans there. I never did get the rest of it planted. Angel, how you get in here, buddy? So this is the rest of those potatoes. The Yukon Gold. There's a bean coming up. That's why I wanted, of all this rain, I wanted to get the rest of that row planted. But you can only do what you can do. There's a little potato coming up. So we'll wait till it dries out. We're just going to let these die out, and hopefully they'll be fine up on this higher point. Here's my sweet potatoes. I didn't plant this much this year, or didn't plant that much this year. I didn't need that many sweet potatoes. But I made these slips. I did a video on how to make sweet potato slips. It's very nice because you don't have to spend money. And the peanuts are coming up. Of course, now with all this rain, looking over here, I can't remember if I planted something down there or not. I think I was going to. With all this rain, the grass is going to be crazy. It's sprinkling right now, starting to sprinkle. So, there's our peanuts. And I was thinking, did I put some knuckling on it on this side? But I don't remember. I am gushing down. Really crazy. Here's a little bolt. There used to be some slave quarters, and I believe it was in my garden area, like that would hold the rafters. And there is some mortar for like the chimney and the brick. I just wish I'd known, because at one time I heard that it was at where my house is at, but I don't think so. I think it's out here. Too much glass and things to I find out here. My boots are really heavy now. So I always leave these potatoes plants into the garden so they can deteriorate, put back to the earth. When you got a lot of mud on your feet, it's definitely hard to walk into. So from my experience, the reason I dig my potatoes up, because one time I tried to let them stay. I tried to let them stay and it damaged them. Won't be long, we'll be harvesting potatoes out of this raised bed. Wow, looking good. We got some extreme heat coming though. Beautiful marigolds, beautiful. They did very well into this raised bed. This is sunflower. We've been getting lots of strawberries. Super delicious. My granddaughter would be super happy to pick these. I repotted her mama's the other day to help get them going. Super sweet. Good. That would make some good strawberry jam. I'm hoping to get some cabbage collard seeds. Let's check this out. Man, that thing's loaded down with seeds. Uh-oh. So what is that? Maybe it's just bad. I think they're starting to turn. Wow, look at this. Can you imagine how many seeds that is? Wow. Beautiful. Uh-oh. That one getting ready. Oh, wow. I didn't see that one. This rain just makes them grow super fast. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Do you see what I see? Uh-huh. Look at it go up on that leaf. There's one right there. Oh, they stink. I killed both of them. If you come out early in the morning, you can see your insects will be on top, and they don't move as fast. So, starting to sprinkle. So here's some more potatoes I got growing. I think these were russet potatoes. Rain's picking up. So these are like evergreen hedges. And I got them in there to root. No taking care of them. They just root. I can cut this off, stick it in some soil, and it root itself. So we got houses. More and more houses are coming. Hopefully I'll have a fence up one day. As far as, it's not gonna be like a privacy fence, but then my plan is, because they could be in these pots for about a year, so my plan is maybe find a place to stick them, because they'll grow 7 to 8 feet tall. So this is you hear the rain, bushing cucumbers. I got too many in here, but we'll take it. Looks like it's gonna run. I thought it was bushing. There's a few more. I was going to transplant them. This is sweet potatoes. They should be making sweet potato slips. So let's run into the greenhouse. And you know it. He's like, hey, let's run into the greenhouse. Yesterday I spent a couple hours in here because of the tomato plants. And to get them under control, because you see, I was told that they were, well, not told, on Google. So we're told, right? Look at that runner. So they were determinate. More I looked, it pointed to being determinate. This is Space Masters cucumbers. And I haven't seen any bees, and I need to start hand pollinating. I've hand pollinated somewhat. But yesterday when I was looking for them, some of the ones, like that one, a female, male, the females was closed up, and if they don't get pollinated, they'll fall off. So there's one right there. Let's see if I can take this male here with one hand, and this is a female, and we're just gonna dab it. So that's what I'm gonna have to start doing. Usually with like this one right here, it's closing up. This is a male. I don't know if I can get it with one hand, but no, I'm not gonna be able to get it with one hand. But what I'm gonna do, I'm trying to hold this camera, and so I'm not gonna be able to get in there. Usually I'll try to open it up because it's closing up. And I'm going to dab it. This is the red juice tomatoes, and they was just like viney. A lot bigger into the greenhouse than into the garden at this point in time. So I had to cut all this out for two reasons. So this airflow will get in there, and my other plants. And so the airflow, because we don't get the airflow, it's not going to be good for pollination. And it's not going to be good to create disease. It just creates a mess. So I believe in growing tomatoes and not leaves. So I do my pruning. You don't want to prune too much, because if you do, then your tomatoes, especially outside, can get sunburns. So this was this is California Wanderer pepper. So I accidentally broke it off at the top. It was nothing but a stem. Didn't know if it was going to make it. And what these insects is, what you're seeing is slugs. I hate those things. But they munch at nighttime. I killed lots of them yesterday. That's another good reason. I'm pruning some of these leaves out because you can't see them. And they will get into things. Most time they'll be on top early in the morning, and then they try to get away from that sun. But you can see overnight just damage. So this is another California Wanderer. California Wanderer. This is Moss Ross. This is one of my favorite little plants. It's hard to get going. Once it gets going, the temperature's got to be right outside for it to grow. You'll hear the rain coming down. Eggplant. Now this tomato plant's got plenty of airflow. And I had to tie them up because they would just, tomatoes will grow suddenly. I mean, they'll just take off and they'll grow suddenly. So if this gets too tall, what I do is the only reason I didn't do it because I got blooms there, trim it off to stop its growing process. This basil here is beautiful. Very beautiful basil this year. Beautiful. I got to get some of it harvested. This is another red juice. So I had to tie them up. And they got plenty of airflow now. And I can see in there in case a hornworm gets in there. That parsley definitely needs to be harvested. So, chard. This is early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. And this is a bush cucumber. So this is early Jersey, and the taste of it is really good. This is something I would definitely grow again because of its taste. It doesn't really have like a cabbage taste. It has a really good taste to it. And I just put a little bit of coconut oil, and put some coconut oil, get it hot, cut my cabbage up, put it in there, start stir frying it, and then add, maybe, depends on the size of the cabbage, add about 3/4 cup of water, and then put a lid over it, kind of steam it, stir fry, and that's it. Salt. That one will be ready to harvest. It can be harvested now, and it might need to be harvested because I'm looking at that. Make sure I don't want it to bloom out. That's a nice size, so we'll go ahead and get that as soon as we can. So this was all bushed out, and it still could, a little bit of pruning it could take, but see, now I can see all my blooms. Now the blooms can get, they're self-pollinated, but you know, by doing that, or just the wind blowing, they'll self-pollinate themselves. This is a plant back here that literally did nothing. Sit there and sit there and sit there, and now it's starting to take off. That's why I leave certain plants, just leave them alone, and into their season, they'll be ready to grow. So now I can really see how, since pruning all this out, I could see all these blooms that suddenly bursted out. The garden peas did super wonderful. Took them out yesterday because overnight I started seeing results of powdery mildew. What was amazing to me, that every bloom that produced a pod, I mean, I literally on this section right here, I had no pods that was not filled up. And I got a lot of garden peas just in this section. That's probably 16 feet. And so, yeah, it's about 16 feet. And so I was super happy about that. The garden pea plant down here there was two of them. They're smaller, and they took it. They were starting to take off. They did have them pods on. It wasn't quite developed yet. And while the time frame of being in here, probably about 2 hours, that it started developing powdery mildew, and I instantly got it out of here because you notice I got a cucumber right here. Eventually probably will get powdery mildew, so it was out. So I was super happy about that. See, with all these tomato plants right here, they was literally just about covering this cauliflower up, which is not going good because it's not going to grow. And see, here's a slug. I hate those things. Usually I get them. See, this light come on, they'll start moving. Trying to get away from that light. Come in here, start looking, because we got a problem. Every year. Never had it until I moved here. A lot of things never happened until I moved here. Potato harvest was super wonderful. These sunflowers right here were beautiful. They had lots of leaves. Going to put out babies, and I just cut those off so this cauliflower right here will get the proper lighting. Still got a couple onions down there. Looks like that one's going to continue growing. So wow, so all these tomato plants, all of them, the blooms, it was a good thing to prune out so these blooms could get the lighting that it needs to go ahead and produce these tomatoes. So that's some of, I took out, that's the garden peas, put some in the compost, gave some to the chickens. So thank you very much for watching. That will conclude our chicken, garden, and greenhouse update. So it's really starting to rain outside, and I am gotten wet. But thank you for watching. Thank you for staying up with me, and I'll see you on to the next video.